Test. Test. Testing. Test. Test. Good evening, folks. This is Laurentian Voyageurs Lacrosse. As we approach 2 o'clock here, we are just about to reach the start of Game 5 for your Laurentian Voyageurs, facing off against the McMaster Marauders. Both teams 0-4, not the start to the season that both teams were looking for, but both teams are looking for their first win of the season today. Laurentian looking for their first win of the decade since 2000 and I want to say 17 it has been since the Laurentian Voyageurs have last won a lacrosse game. The first Trump administration. Justin Trudeau. Man, I miss that guy. What's he up to these days? Hanging out with Katy Perry, I hear. Was in power last time these Voyageurs won a game. But we're looking for that to change here today, and I believe it as the players line up on the field. We'll be back with you momentarily. We approach the opening face-off here. That is Mathieu Pedron taking the face-off for Laurentian, number 12. Let's have a good game here, boys. You can hear the bench setting up. Big crowd here today. And we're off. As McMaster has the ball quickly into the offensive zone. As the Laurentian face-off, Mathieu Pedron comes off the field for number 15, William Nesbitt. So McMaster moving the ball behind the net. Quick passing around. The ball sails over the net, and that'll be a whistle. A stoppage in play. We haven't actually started the timer yet. So that might be a bit of a problem. Just a little bit. There we go. Seems my complaints have not fallen on deaf ears. As the Marauders forward quickly comes in and scores off the bat. And that'll be a 1-0 game for the Marauders. A very quick collapse by the Laurentian defense as McMaster, of course, takes advantage and quickly scores. But we'll look to get one back here. Mathieu Pedron once again lines up for the face-off. Second face-off of the game. A 1-0 game as they're off. And Laurentian has possession of the ball. That is number 11, making his way down the wing. Is Rowan Smith, number 11. Sends it up to Jake Sudsbury, number 7. A Barrie, Ontario native like myself. Sends it around. Tries to send it to Isaac Story-Corman. Misses his man. And McMaster retains possession. So McMaster moves the ball up in their zone. Goalie sends it into the midfield. Finds a long pole. And a good stick hit by Jake Sudsbury, and Laurentian has possession again. So McMaster long pole sends it into the neutral zone. And a quick behind-the-back pass misses number 19 and finds Laurentian defender number 96. As he moves it, Frederick Garreau moves into the mid-zone, blows by the defenders, and heads into the offensive zone where he passes it and goes right over the head of number 14. That's Isaac Story-Corman. As McMaster once again retains possession. But Frederick Garreau getting through not 2, not 3, but 4 defenders on his rush as McMaster moves into midfield, into the attacking zone, fakes a shot, finds nothing. In transition here, McMaster playing the methodical game, trying to set up another offensive scoring chance. It's Laurentian's defensive positioning. I like it. I like this defensive positioning by Laurentian, as there's number 3. That is Luca DeCiccio, brother of Teo. As there's a shot, and there's a goal by McMaster to make it a 2-0 game. So we sit here with roughly 12 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter, give or take. Don't quote me on it. McMaster scores once again, and it becomes a 2-0 game. We see Pedron coming out for the face-off again. Matthew Pedron actually scored a goal in his last game here, Laurentian, against U of T, Varsity Blues, as we get ready for the third face-off of the game. And they're off. Pedro scoops the ball out and sends it to his man, who recovers but sort of bobbles the ball. McMaster almost recovers, but they seem to bobble it a bit too. As the ball is recovered by Landon Humphreys, who gets taken down by a nasty, what was that, a pole to the face? Yikes. There's one thing they say about Landon Humphreys, that's number 47. He's like the Ty Domi of lacrosse. You know? It's like you never assume that there will be a fight with a fan, but if anyone is going to fight someone on the opposing bench, it's going to be Landon Humphreys. As he takes a nasty one to the jaw there. He's on the bench. Hopefully he'll be all right. As Laurentian has possession in the offensive zone, moving the ball around. I like this offensive pressure by Laurentian. So the ball comes in, and it's a goal! What a goal by Laurentian Voyageurs. Who was that? Was that number 14, Isaac Story-Corman? What a shot and what a goal. Man, that is what we like to see as it becomes a 2-1 game. Laurentian right on the board after that mistake there. The Marauders defense completely falling apart after that penalty, and it becomes a 2-1 game. Man, that was a thing of beauty. But as we get started here again, and Pedron wins yet another face-off. That'll be Pedro as the ball is sent up into the offensive zone for Laurentian. That's number 13, Emmett Kinsella, the rookie, also from Barrie, Ontario. Shout out Barrie, Ontario, as he sends it back. Laurentian setting up. Rowan Smith with the ball. Takes a shot. Oh, no, it's a pass behind the net. The ball in front seems to be recovered by McMaster as there's a pushing. Laurentian will retain possession here. It's number 55, Grant Petronic. Send the ball back to Rowan, and a shot and a goal by Grant Petronic. It becomes a 2-2 game for the Laurentian Voyageurs. What a shot by Petronic. Wow. Becomes a 2-2 game. Ten minutes left in the first quarter. Laurentian has made things interesting. Quickly coming back from that 2-0 deficit to tie it up. As Matthew Pedron is ready for the face-off. And they're off. Laurentian once again winning the face-off. I'm loving this pressure here by Laurentian on the face-off early as Rowan Smith makes his way down the field. pauses before he enters the offensive zone, looking for his man, Grant Petrone, to come back on. There's number 97 there, Matteo DeCiccio, brother of Luca, who we saw earlier. As Laurentian boys are passing it around. There's DeCiccio. Looking for an angle, doesn't find it, sends it back to Grant Petrone, who sends it once again back to Matteo DeCiccio. There's Petrone moving around, looking for maybe a lane to shoot, maybe looking for a man who he finds. That's number 7, Jake Sudsbury. Back to Petrone, nice little over-the-shoulder catch, but it's bobbled. Potentially recovered by Laurentian, which they do. Rowan Smith in there with a smooth as the ball is turned over. McMaster having possession now in their own end. Moving into the neutral zone. It's a quick little bobble there by the Marauders. Oh, and Landon Humphreys laying out the attacker. What did I tell you about that guy, eh? Landon Humphreys is a man's man. He shows it there on that massive hit. That Marauders attacker, not sure what hit him. There's number 81, Ryan Liu on defense there. Applying good pressure as the ball is sent back into the midfield as McMaster will have to recuperate here. There's number 77, Caden Cassidy, pursuing his man. Doesn't get him, and the ball is sent over the net. That's number 18, Ethan Roos in net. Hasn't had too much to do today. As McMaster brings the ball back in. Sends it in front of the net. Man looks for a shooting lane. Doesn't find it. As the ball is knocked out by Humphreys. And is sent out of bounds. As Ethan Roos recovers the ball. And will send it inbounds to his man. There's Frederick Rowe coming down the field. Gets through his man. Sends the ball down to number 13. That's Emma Kinsilla. We get a whistle. A stoppage in play. It's a turnover by the V's, and McMaster moving into their offensive zone. A wide send by the long pole. So Laurentian maintains possession, or retains possession, I should say. As Ethan Roos, goaltender for Laurentian, has the ball. Sends it over to his man. And Roos airmails it down the field, and it goes over the pole of the McMaster defender. It's being pursued. And Laurentian will seem to recover the ball. This is being bobbled by, that's number 84. And it goes into the midfield. Is in the possession of McMaster. Pardon me, that was not 84, that was 14. Isaac Story-Corman scored the second goal of the game for Laurentian. As McMaster moves the ball in, and good defensive pressure there. Plus, a little bit of coming out of your net action there from goaltender Ethan Roos. The ball will miss the net. Master sends it in front, and that one doesn't find its way into the net. I don't know if that was a save or purely off net there, but good play by Ethan Roos either way as he goes and collects the ball. Laurentian will look to transition to offense here. That hits the long pole, Ryan Liu, number 81. The ball is sent into midfield, but a bit of a bobble there by the Laurentian midfielder. It was number 3, Luca DeCiccio. And McMaster will have possession as they move around the net looking for a shooting lane. McMaster's been taking a lot of shots on net, some of them more ill-advised than others, and there's a big save there by Ethan Roos. Ball goes out of play. McMaster will retain. Once again, moving around the net. We've seen with the past foes of Laurentian, U of T and others, that Guelph Griffins especially, they like to take shots that are more selective with their shooting, as opposed to this McMaster team that's just firing anything and everything they can on net. As there's another one, but that's intercepted by Rowan Smith, midfielder. A beautiful interception that potentially saves a goal as he moves into the attacking zone. Ball is knocked out of his stick. He doesn't know where it is. What a beautiful transition there by Rowan Smith. Like I said, potentially saving a goal. As the McMaster goalie sends it out of his net. Number 14 on Laurentian, that's Isaac Story-Corman, intercepts that pass. And Laurentian transitions into another offensive try in this 2-2 game here. Approximately 4 minutes left in the first quarter. As he moves in. That's number 7, Jake Sudsbury, Barrie, Ontario native. Retains possession of the ball, takes a little bit of a love tap there from the McMaster defender, comes around the front of the net. He's in front of the net. He makes his way in. There's a big save there by the McMaster goaltender as the ball is sent into the midfield. A big hit there by Matthew Pedron. As the ball is bobbled around and recovered by number 96. That's Frederick Garreau, the big Frenchman. Oh, and a massive, I don't know what that was by Frederick Garreau. As McMaster somehow retains possession of that ball and sends it in the middle. But once again, the shot is over the net, and McMaster just cannot seem to find the back of the net. They had no trouble with that in the first couple of minutes of the game and have since been held quiet by Laurentian defense. There's number 97, Matteo DeCiccio, makes his way up the field with the ball. Trying to burn 2 defenders at once, which he seems to. There's a whistle. And we'll be getting a timeout here, so we'll be right back once they start play back up again. Well, as we welcome you back here at Laurentian Stadium, still not sure we can call it a stadium. Can we call it a stadium? We can call it a stadium for all intents and purposes. It's a 2-2 game here between the Voyageurs and the McMaster Marauders with 2:45 left in the first quarter, give or take. As we start here, Laurentian will have possession, as that's Matteo DeCiccio. Taking a second there, playing the methodical game, looking for his man. There's DeCiccio, drops the ball, but there is a flag on the field. That'll be a 1-minute cross-check for red number 26, I want to say. I can barely hear the ref, but that's all right. That's number 97, Matteo DeCiccio. Will draw that penalty, and Laurentian will have a power play for 1 minute here, looking to add to their 2 goals already and find the lead as there's Matteo DeCiccio. Sends the ball across the field, Laurentian moving the ball around, and a shot, and a goal! That's number 7, Jake Sudsbury, with a cute little bouncer into the back of the net. What a shot! And it becomes a 3-2. Yes, you heard me correct, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-2 lead for your Laurentian Voyageurs. Of course, Laurentian did lead at one point in the last game against U of T for all of 20 seconds with that quick 1-0 goal from Matthew Pedron. But this is the latest in a game this year, I believe, that Laurentian has led. So we are witnessing history, if nothing else, here. Jake Sudsbury, what a goal. Be proud of yourself, young man. That is a Barrie, Ontario native. I've never been more proud of my home city. As Matthew Pedron wins yet another faceoff, and Rowan Smith will recover in the midfield. It's good forecheck pressure there by the McMaster offense. There's number 81 there, Ryan Liu, defensive long pole for Laurentian. Misses his man, Matteo DeCiccio. The ball sails into the Laurentian bench, and McMaster will recover. Well, it's the 3-2 game here as we wind down to the end of the first quarter. There's a whistle. Now be an offside. So Laurentian will have possession. Do pay less mind to that clock now, as it is not entirely accurate. But we are approaching the end of the first quarter. There's a shot by Matteo DeCiccio that goes just wide. Laurentian looking to double their lead here. Already up 3-2 on this one. So we're winding down to the end of the first quarter. McMaster has possession. Playing the slow burn game here as they move into midfield. There's beautiful pressure there by Pedron as a massive hit by Jake Sudsbury sends the number 38 to the ground. Love to see that out of your attackers as Sudsbury has the ball again. Fakes a pass, shoots, and scores! Jake Sudsbury once again. What a goal! What a goal by Jake Sudsbury to make it a 4-2 game. Faked the pass, took the shot on his own, and that is number 4 on the day for the Laurentian Voyageurs. Number 2 for Jake Sudsbury. What a shot and what a goal. What a start for these Laurentian Voyageurs. This is a 4-2 game. As Pedron will take yet another face-off. You can hear the chants of "Here we go, 1-2" down on the bench. As Pedron powers his way past the face-off for McMaster. The ball is recovered by the Marauders. Pedron comes off the field. Number 20 is sent out of bounds by number 93. Number 93, that is Cody Brown. There's a flag on the field. There's a timeout. It is 4-2, and you can hear the excitement there by the Laurentian bench. Hopefully you can't hear it too well because we heard some choice words down there, but I mean that just encapsulates the excitement of this Laurentian team who has worked so hard this year and is finally having that hard work pay off here in this first quarter, up 4-2. Wow. Give you a little recap here. It's a 4-2 game. Just getting to the end of the first quarter here. 2 goals by Jake Sudsbury. Love Jake Sudsbury. What a guy. as they take the field once again. We get off here relatively soon. It started to rain a little bit here just at the end of the first quarter. Laurentian has possession of the ball. Jake Sudbury moves around the net, takes a shot, and hits off the post. You can hear the ding from up here. What a hard shot there. Just barely missing the net. Sudbury has been electric in this game so far. Had 4 points in the year going into this game. He's added 2 more here today. 2 goals. As he has possession once again in the offensive zone. Sends down to Rowan Smith. Pass the ball in close. That's number 14, Story Corman. The shot that bounces off the stick of the goaltender. There's Rowan Smith. Takes a shot on net that is saved once again by the... but an interception there by Jake Sudbury. In close, and he scores again! The third goal in as many shots by Jake Sudbury to make it a 5-2 game. What an interception off that goalie pass, and what a goal. Have yourself a game, Jake Sudbury. You can hear the chants of "Let's go 1-2." They're talking about Matthew Pedron. It's a 5-2 game here in the first quarter for Laurentian. As they're off. The ball is moved quickly out of the midfield, or back into the midfield by the Marauders, who win that face-off. It's something we've seldom seen here today. The Marauders winning a face-off. Pedron has been very, very efficient. Marauders look to make into the offensive zone, and they do. There's a shot and a goal. Marauders get back within 2 to make it a 5-3 game. Looks like Ethan Roos just didn't ever see that one. Didn't look like he had much of a chance. The speed of, what was that, number 3 on McMaster, makes his way into the offensive zone, makes his way into the crease, or up close to the crease, and puts it home. Well, Laurentian's given up their first since they started scoring. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. But what a first quarter it was. 5-3 for the Laurentian Voyageurs. A hat trick already by Barrie, Ontario native Jake Sudbury. I keep bringing that up because, man, am I proud to be from Barrie. It's about the only proud thing we've got other than him and Brent Burns. But those two names can sit side by side, forever etched in history. Brent Burns, Jake Sudbury. here. As we welcome you back here to the second quarter of play, Laurentian Voyageurs up 5-3. Yes, you heard me right. The Voyageurs are up 5-3 as we enter into the second quarter here. Both teams 0-4. There's Matthew Pedron to take the face off. Voyageurs going right to left this time. Here, the chance of 1-2 as they're off. Pedron digs it out of the dirt and almost finds his man there. As the Marauders' long pole sends it into the offensive zone. There's number 3. We've seen his speed already on display today. This ball is sent in the offensive zone. The Marauders. The methodical Marauders right now as they send the ball in, and there's a big save by Ethan Roos. Doesn't let that one get by him. The Marauders move their way around the net. Quick little spin move. Doesn't quite get past the defender. There's a massive shot and a massive hit there. It does not go anywhere. That is number 3, Luca DeCiccio, laying the body on the McMaster offense. Of course, we saw Frederick Garreau, who is no stranger to himself, laying the body. It's number 96. He has possession right now. Makes his way past the attack. Number 23 looks like a dwarf next to Big Fred. There's number 97, Matteo DeCiccio. Sorensen sets up for an offensive try. Laurentian moves into around the net. There's Jake Sudbury. We've seen him today. As he picks up speed, moves into the middle, shoots, and he scores again! That is 4 on the day for Jake Sudbury. You know, earlier in the day I said let's compare this guy to Brent Burns. No, let's start comparing Brent Burns to this guy. Jake Sudbury, 4 goals on the day, and it's still the second quarter. So it becomes a 6-3 Laurentian lead. This is uncharted territory, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to Laurentian lacrosse, you know this as well as anybody. But the Voyageurs, wow. As Pedron takes the face-off. McMaster has possession. As they move quickly to the offensive zone. That pass almost over the head and pole of that Marauder attack. This ball is moved closer to the net. Nothing doing so far as the ball is sent back into midfield. Sent across the field. Number 22 moves around. Finds his man number 23 on the wing there. He tries to burn the defender and he can't. The ball bounces over the net and is sent out of play. That was good defense there by number 15, William Nesbitt. Good pressure. This ball sent out. Comes back in. Behind the net. Ball sent in front. And is blocked by, I believe that was Rowan Smith. Or Nesbitt. Either way, a Laurentian block potentially saves a goal. I'm not entirely sure that Ethan Roos saw that one. As the rain seems to have gone away. Some Marauder offense tries to get through but can't quite as Roos has the ball. Goes behind the net, sends it to his man, Frederick Garreau, the big Frenchman. So he makes his way around that attack. Pass misses his man. That's all right. There's number 7, Jake Sudbury. We know his name, don't we? Sudbury has the ball. Sends it behind the net. To number 14, Isaac Story-Corman, pardon me. As Isaac moves around in the front of the net, takes a shot, and it's in! It is in the back of the net. Isaac Story-Corman with his second of the game, and it becomes a 7. Count them. 7-3 game for your Laurentian Voyageurs. Wow. 7-3, ladies and gentlemen. 7-3 game here midway through the second quarter. Isaac Story Corman, I am sorry. I will never mistake you for Matthew Pedron again. What a goal. As here's actually Matthew Pedron going for the faceoff. He's had a lot of success with these today. He's missed the last couple as he misses this one. But there will be a whistle. So Laurentian will have possession as they stand in the midfield. It's number 13, Emmett Kinsella. EC, as he's affectionately known. He's not the best poker player in the world, but we don't need to talk about that. There's number 55, Grant Petronic. Sends it back to his man, Matteo DeCiccio there at the top of your screen, number 97. Looking for a shooting lane. Looking to get open, as he does. And he takes a shot, and it goes wide. Hits the backstop, and number 14, Isaac Story Corman, will regain possession. And they restart. Corman with a nice little spin move, gets behind the net, and misses his man, Emmett Kinsella, as he takes a little bit of a tumble there. Got locked up with number 15, pardon me, on the McMaster defense. Is Emmett Kinsella. Now Matteo DeCiccio. DeCiccio burns his man, takes a shot, and finds the back of the net. Matteo DeCiccio with a shot and a goal, and it becomes an 8-3 game. Matteo DeCiccio from long range finds the back of the net. A good pass from Emmett Kinsella to get him there. Burns his man, and that ball makes it into the back of the net. 8-3 Laurentian, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in the first half, the second quarter. Most goals they have scored in any game so far. As Pedron goes to take the faceoff and wins the faceoff as Rowan Smith bobbles the ball a little bit, covers, but there will be a whistle. Laurentian maintains possession. There's Rowan Smith trying to make his way into the offensive zone, but can't quite get around the defender there for the Marauders. Laurentian moves the ball around the net. It's number 14, Isaac Story Corman. Trying to make his way past the defenseman. Can't quite. Nice little spin move there, but doesn't find anything. So there will be a whistle and a turnover. Good forecheck here by the Voyageurs. McMaster struggling to get out of their zone, and they can't without passing an interception straight to the Voyageurs midfielders, as there's a massive tumble there. Number 93 is on the ground. That's Cody Brown. Talk about bad poker players. Takes that one like an absolute champ, though. The thing about Cody Brown is he is a massive dog. With him, it is about the size of the dog in the fight. There's a lot of fight in that dog, but he's a big dog himself. Here's Sudbury with the ball. We have seen this man time and time again today. Will he deliver yet again? Sudbury, nice little spin move there. Tries to get around the defender, and he does. Takes a shot that is saved by the McMaster goaltender. But a good offensive chance there by the Voyageurs. It's Matteo DeCiccio applying that pressure to the attack. Can't quite get the ball out of his stick. Grant Petronik coming in here to maybe shake up the rhythm there, as there's a flag on the field, likely on Petronik. Petronik with a big slap there with the stick as the ball comes in and finds its way to the back of the net for the Marauders, and that will be an 8-4 game. They'll call that offside, actually, according to the ref. And I believe that goal will be overturned. So it'll maintain an 8-3 game. Not like Laurentian needed any help the way they've been playing today, but they will certainly take this one. As Pedron 1-2 takes the face-off. He's had success with these today, and that has been a big part of Laurentian's massive lead at the moment. It's number 47, Landon Humphreys. Bobbles the ball a little bit, and it will be recovered by the Marauders, but quickly recovered by Laurentian, as that's number 77 moving down the field, but there will be a whistle. That was Caden Cassidy, number 77. So we'll get a timeout here. We're about midway through the second. Pay no mind to that scoreboard. We will fix the clock, but 8-3. We don't have to fix that. 8-3 here for your Laurentian Voyageurs. And, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I am completely at a loss for words. This isn't to say that we did not expect this going into today. Of course, these Voyageurs work just about as hard as anybody. But 8-3 before the end of the first half is a sight to see. It is truly, truly a sight to see. As we come to you live from Laurentian Stadium here in Sudbury on this beautiful, well, I shouldn't say that, it's pretty cloudy out, but this beautiful day of lacrosse here this Saturday afternoon. It is 2:43 here on October 4th. It's a hot day out. Hot day out. I don't have the temperature, but, I mean, you look around, you see how many people are sitting here in tank tops, T-shirts, shorts in October in Northern Ontario. So maybe today's just a weird day all around, but the Laurentian Voyageurs are having themselves a day. Up 8-3 on the McMaster Marauders. Both teams 0-4, but Laurentian looking for that first win of the year seem to be closing in on it quite fast. And we're off with this one. That's Story Corman behind the net. Number 14 has possession of the ball as he makes his way around. Finds a way to the front of the net, but not before a whistle and a turnover. This whistle blows to start. Play once again. This ball moves into the offensive zone for McMaster. And a big block there. Was that by number 91? The ball makes its way back into the offensive zone. A bit of a weird play, but a shot and a massive save there by Ethan Roos. And a massive hit by the big Frenchman, Frederic Gouraud. He lays out the McMaster attack. As Roos making his own way up the field, but loses the ball. Going to need a massive save here by one of the defenders. And they do not find one. The ball makes its way into the back of the net. And it looks like someone's, not Not looking too good. That Spencer Kennedy there, number 66. Looks a little banged up. Took a bit of a hit there. Probably just the wind knocked out of him, but it will become an 8-4 game still for the Laurentian Voyageurs. Ethan Roos trying to get a little cute with it, and we've seen him do that a couple of times throughout the season. As we get a restart here. Pedro is locked up with the other faceoff. And Laurentian Rowan Smith will recover the ball as they move into the offensive zone, hoping to get that goal back. The ball is sent into the offensive zone, moving closer towards the net, trying to get in, and can't quite. That was Emmett Kinsella taking on 3 defenders at once. Barrie, Ontario native Emmett Kinsella. It's been a good day for the Barrie boys. So that's sent out to Avery Brooks, number 16. Fun fact about Avery Brooks, he is my boss working for Res Life, so definitely cheering for him today. And Avery Brooks makes his way into the net, sends it out to Sudbury, who takes a shot. Goes just wide, but a bold shot there, almost from midfield. As the ball is sent to Isaac Story-Corwin behind the net, who tries to move in, makes his way in front, takes a bit of a tumble, trying to take that shot as they're racing for the ball. As Rowan Smith should recover there, number 11. And he does, maintains possession. And it's picked off. The pass by Rowan Smith is picked off by the Guelph midfielder, number 21, who makes his way past 2 defenders, takes a shot that goes way wide. Well, what an effort by that guy, number 21. 21, 23, one of the 2. Some Marauders have the ball, send it across the midfield, finds his man, and it's in the back of the net. Ethan Roos does not look happy about it. He's talking to the ref about something. It'll become an 8-5 game for the Marauders. Or for the Voyageurs, pardon me. The Marauders' goal will make it an 8-5 game. As we take the face off here, Matthew Pedron. We get a whistle, an interference call there on Laurentian. I believe on number 12. And the Marauders will have possession here, moving into the offensive zone. Gets around the defender. And that one is in the back of the net. No idea what just happened there. I believe they are calling it a goal. And yes, that will make it an 8-6 game, as that was confirmed to be a goal. Number 97 there, Matteo DeCiccio taking the face-off now in lieu of Pedron's interference call. And he wins the face-off, recovers the ball himself, and moves past midfield into the offensive zone by himself. Number 20 trailing. It's number 55, Grant Petronic, comes on. Petronic moving into the offensive zone. Sorensen gets set up for another offensive try. Petronic has the ball, sends it back to Matteo DeCiccio. There's Rowan Smith, number 11. He's been uncharacteristically quiet on offense today, looking to get started here. Jake Sudbury, who has been very characteristically loud on offense as the ball is moved around by Story Corman, makes his way in, and he scores! Yet again, Isaac Story Corman. 9-5 for the Laurentian Voyageurs. As we see the face-off here, Pedron back on the field in this 9-5 Laurentian game. Beautiful jumping goal by Isaac Story Corman for, I believe, his second of the game. As Pedron wins the face-off there. That'll be number 3, Luca DeCiccio, running into the Marauders bench. The pressure from number 32 on McMaster was too much. Laurentian loses possession, but there's Luca DeCiccio again, applying pressure to number 1. Burns 2 men. Ball's in the middle of the field, and it's in the back of the net for a 9-6 game. So we're off here. Pedron wins his face-off. There's Mateo and Emmett Cancilla with great pressure in that mid-zone as Laurentian will regain possession. Number 66, Spencer Kennedy, comes off the field for 55, Grant Petronic. And Laurentian will have another offensive try here today. There's Grant Petronic. Sends it back to Rowan Smith. Sizing up the defender. Looking to make his way around. Sides otherwise and sends it out to Mateo DeCiccio. Nice little spin move there. Gets the shot off. But it goes wide. Past the backstop. Laurentian will recover, however, and Isaac Story Corman behind the net will bring the ball back into play. And Laurentian looking to score here. Make it a 10-5 game. Story Corman moves in front of the net from behind. Ball's bobbled by just about every single player on the field. DeCiccio loses it, and McMaster, oh my goodness. A massive hit there on number 81, Ryan Liu, as he falls to the ground, but gets back up immediately after. Takes it like a champ. As McMaster Marauders will have possession. So we wait for play to resume here. Ball being returned to the field. McMaster loses possession of the ball, and it's recovered by Laurentian. And quickly dropped it once again. So we go for a quick timeout break here. That was my mistake, actually. We are moving into halftime, so it'll be a bit longer of a break, but we still will be right back with a 9-6 Laurentian game to start the second half. Stay tuned. We welcome you back here this beautiful Saturday afternoon to start the second half of what has been an amazing day so far for the Voyageurs, up 9-6 over the McMaster Marauders. We start the second half. Matthew Pedron wins the faceoff, and Laurentian has possession. There's Rowan Smith, number 11, sends it into the offensive zone for Jake Sudbury. Ball being moved around here. Jake Sudbury behind the net. We've seen him score 4 times today, hoping to make it 5. As he makes his way around the front of the net, meets 3 McMaster defenders there as Rowan Smith recovers the ball. Ball sent out in front for DeCiccio. Laurentian has the ball in midfield. Moving into the offensive zone, there's Isaac Story-Corman. We saw him score the last goal, and he scores that one! What another goal by Isaac Story-Corman, and it becomes a 10-6 game. Laurentian quickly starting off the second half with a banger. It is a 10-6 game here, folks. 10-6 for Laurentian Voyageurs. Do not adjust your monitors. Do not turn off your YouTube. 10-6 for the Laurentian Voyageurs as Matthew Pedron, number 12, takes the face-off, second of the half. And he takes it. There's number 11, Rowan Smith. Makes his way around the midfielder. Gets caught up on Landon Humphreys there, though. Doesn't seem to matter as he makes his way through half of McMaster's lacrosse program in his effort to find Grant Petronic on the pass, which he does. Sending it to Kinsella. Now behind the net is Isaac Story-Corman scoring that last goal into the net. Front of the net! And he misses the shot. It goes wide. As Emmett Kinsella, number 13, will bring the ball back in. It's a 10-6 game, everybody. 10-6. There's the Voyageurs behind the net. There's Jake Sudbury. We've seen him today as he sly little pass to Kinsella, who's right in front of the net. Doesn't quite find him. I like what they were drawing up there. Just did not execute. Petronic lays the body there. The ball comes free from the McMaster defender, and he moves into midfield. Makes his way into the offensive zone. There's McMaster. Takes a shot, and a big save by Roos. Massive save there by Roos. As he sends the ball, or fakes to send the ball. He had me faked. So there's number 66, Spencer Kennedy, moving the ball up the field. It's number 97, Matteo DeCiccio. Hanging around midfield. Sorry, that was Ryan Liu, not Spencer Kennedy, that had that one. Spencer Kennedy standing beside him. Same height. Same pole size, you know. He's over the age of 18, I can say that. As Laurentian, Grant Petronic moves into the offensive zone. Trying to get open for his man, DeCiccio. As he does. There's a shot there by Sudbury. It's no good, but I like what they were drawing up once again. As DeCiccio moves the ball. Ball's behind the back pass there, and it's into the net. Wow. I mean, not to praise the enemy here, but wow, that was a beautiful pass and a nice shot that got past Ethan Roos. Make it a 10-7 game. Lots of offense on both sides of the ball here. Both sides of the field, I should say. It is now a 10-7 game. Midway through the third quarter. As Matthew Pedron goes back to take the face-off. He's been effective today. There's no doubt about that. He looks to win this one and get Laurentian off to a big start here on this play. The ball is free, goes towards the McMaster midfielder, but Rowan Smith recovers and carries the ball into the attacking zone, loses it, but quickly recovers again and waits for his men to join him on the field. That's DeCiccio and Petronik, 97 and 55 respectively. As Petronik has the ball, sends it over to Smith, who just takes an absolute rip. Like the velocity on that one, just doesn't go anywhere. As Story Corman tries to get in between the goaltender and his man. Doesn't quite, but still breaks up the play enough for the Laurentian attack to get back and set up for this defensive run. It's Rowan Smith laying the body on the midfielder. And the ball is intercepted. As Rowan Smith will get a 1-minute penalty there for a cross check. I mean, you can't do that. As Rowan Smith, we've seen him very, very disciplined all year. So it's a strange one to see, but he will take that 1-minute penalty. And Laurentian will try and, as I say that is another goal for the Marauders. It'll become a 10-8 game. Well, you know, not the penalty kill the V's were looking for here, but DeCiccio, I believe, number 97, will be there to take this face-off. In this 10-8 game, Laurentian still maintaining the lead. Or no, pardon me, that's number 77, Caden Cassidy, as McMaster has possession of the ball and will move into the offensive zone. There's a shot and a big save there by Ethan Roos. Bobbles it a tiny little bit, but gets it into his stick. As there's Ryan Liu moving out of the defensive zone, makes his way past the forecheck there. Ball goes back to Roos, who makes his way into the midfield. Quickly recovers. And he makes his way back to the net. There's good pressure there by 77 to keep the Marauders at bay. As the Marauders move into the offensive zone, there's a shot, and it's saved. It's a save by Ethan Roos. That's the kind of goaltending that these V's have been looking for from Roos all year long. We saw him last year being named to the all-rookie CUFLA team in this conference. And the day he's having today looks a lot like the Ethan Roos we saw of yesteryear. As the ball is sent off the field, and it will be a McMaster possession. As the Marauders make their way up the field. Playing once again the methodical game here. They've started to take less shots and look for better ones, which seems to be working in their favor. As the midfielder makes his way in front of the net, but no. Laurentian recovers. There's the big Frenchman, Frederic Garreau, making his way into the offensive zone. Number 14, Story Corman, making his way around three Marauders defenders. He sends the ball over and across. There's Emma Kinsella there with Jake Sudsbury behind the net. The two Barrie guys hooking up. Pause. As Jake Sudsbury maintains possession of the ball. Trying to find a lane, which he does, but the shot goes just wide. Laurentian maintains possession of the ball. That'll be Petronik behind the net. There's a flag on the field. There's a shot right off the post. Right off the post. It'll be number 21. 31, pardon me. On the Marauders. With a misconduct. It'll be 30 seconds. Laurentian will have the power play. And the whistle blows, and they're off. And Matteo DeCiccio looking for a quick shot. The ball sails right past his pole. The ball goes out of bounds. And the Marauders, unfortunately, will have possession. So it was a quick end to that offensive try there by the Laurentian Voyageurs. DeCiccio just missing it. Common mistake. The ball is sent way down the field by the goaltender. There's number 93, Cody Brown, misses the ball. And the Marauders moving behind the net. Cody Brown trying to keep up with the attack. Takes a little slash at him. Nothing doing there. It's the ball. Ball moves back into the offensive zone. It's passed, but he misses his man. Number 23 completely whiffs on it. Looked like he was going for a shot before he had the ball in his net. And buddy, take a breather first at least. Like, calm down. I know you need the goal, but geez. It's still a 10-8 game for the Laurentian Voyageurs. This ball's moved past midfield just about. As Rowan Smith, number 11. Number 97 there, Matteo DeCiccio. As Rowan Smith comes off the field for number 16, Avery Brooks. DeCiccio sends it around. Behind the net, Laurentian has the ball. Moving in front, looking for his man or potentially looking to score himself. That's Story Corman. Man, we have seen a lot of him from behind the net today. As that's Kinsella sends it back to Story Corman, who moves, looking to get in front of the net, but drops the ball, and McMaster retains. As Avery Brooks misses his hit, comes off the field for Humphreys as the ball is moved into the offensive zone. There's a shot, and a save by Ethan Roos. What a save, and you hear the crowd going wild. This ball is sent into midfield. There's number 15. That's Nesbitt. The ball is bobbled on the pass. McMaster moves back into the offensive zone. And there's a pass in front. And a save! Ethan Roos has saved it once again. Nesbitt sends it right up the field. And now Laurentian is on offense just as quickly as they were off of it. Rowan Smith recovers from that errant pass, but it goes right back to McMaster. And now we're playing a game of tennis here. Back and forth, back and forth. And the ball is sent right across, and it's in the net. It's in the net. Voyageurs try to catch lightning in a bottle 3 times in a row there. That was 3 opportunities they should not have given up, and at that point, one of them just has to go, and it becomes a 10-9 game. The Voyageurs losing a lot of momentum, still up in this one, but they have lost quite a bit of momentum. Yeah, go for it. And we're back here after that Marauders goal. 1-2, Matthew Pedron ready for the face-off.
11-10 them.
This ball is sent across. There's a shot. There's a flag on the field. Number 20 is down. Looked like a massive hit by Landon Humphreys. The Marauders will take possession of the ball. So we apologize. We actually had a scoring mistake earlier. A goal was taken off for the Marauders that was actually called for them. So it is an 11-10 game. So, oops. But still, the Voyageurs here on defense. Shot goes way wide. McMaster looking for a shot, and they find it. That one is off the post. They will call it a no goal. For real this time. And number 21 brings the ball in. Number 9 shoots, and that one is in the back of the net. It is a 12-10 game. Yes, we made the scoring correction. It is officially 12-10 now for the Marauders. We apologize for that scoring mistake. As the Voyageurs try and get some momentum back here. There's Pedro doing the face-off. And Laurentian seems to recover the ball, but it goes quickly to the Marauders. And it's a shot and it's a goal. Comes a 13-10 game. Can't be doing that as Laurentian defense. It becomes a 13-10 game. Very, very quickly after that mistake bobble by Laurentian Midi. And what an ugly scene it has become here. Only down 3, so it's far, far from the end of the world and even farther from the end of the game, but not the start to the half that Laurentian was looking for. We'll be back after this timeout. Laurentian takes a much-needed timeout. They will take a breather. As we come back from the little timeout break there, Matthew Pedron will go to take the face-off. Laurentian will look to reset after giving up quite a few. This 13-10 game. Come on, boys. Let's see something here. As Matthew Pedron has the ball, sends it to Landon Humphreys, but drops it. And Voyageurs, like they have been a lot this half, quickly back on the defense. There's DeCiccio applying some defensive pressure there. As Humphreys tries to get in front of the man. The ball goes over the net. Out of play. McMaster will recover the ball. Whistle blows, and they're off once again. Sends the ball back in front of the net. Looking around to find his man. Doesn't find him and sends it back into midfield. It's number 3. Trying to make his way around his man. Seems not quite. Sends it back to midfield to recuperate. It's number 11, Rowan Smith, playing good defense there. This ball goes over the net. Ethan Roos recovers the ball. He's trying to break away from the man. He seems to, and he gets the ball out to number 15. And the ball is back on the right side of the field. There's number 13, Emma Kinsella, battling with that defender. Gets the ball to Isaac Story-Corman, who we've seen do a lot of damage behind the net, as well as Jake Sudbury, who now has the ball, sends it to Rowan Smith. And back to Petronic, out of the offensive zone. Back to Smith. Laurentian looks to set up for an offensive try here to get back on the board. Smith moving around. Falling to the ground as he's taken down, and it is a flag, as it ought to be, as Smith and the defender are tied up. Looks like a hold there on number 21. So Laurentian will take advantage, or hope to take advantage of that holding call. The ref calls time to deliberate. I don't know what they could possibly be deliberating about. That was pretty clear to me, but... And it will stay Laurentian's possession. So I don't know what they were talking about there, but say what you will about reffing, umpires, however you want to put it. Lazak, I hear they're giving out free laser eye surgery to any referees, umpires. But anyways, we're back to the game here, and Petronic sends it across the field to Avery Brooks, moves into the offensive zone, sends it over to Kinsella, who sends it behind the net to Story-Corman. Ball is sent around. Jake Sudbury has the ball from behind the net. We have seen him do so much damage from this spot today as he moves around, tries to get in front of the net, can't quite, loses the ball, but it will be recovered by Smith, potentially. Yes, it is, as Rowan Smith recovers the ball and sends it to Isaac Story-Corman, number 14, as Laurentian will try to catch their breath. McMaster defense with a very, very good stop there, as Laurentian will hope to get this one in the back of the net, as Grant Petronic moves the ball. And there's another flag on the field as the ball is sent, and Petronic falls to the ground, lands awkwardly, but looks to be okay. There's another flag. All right, so that'll be a combination of penalties there. 230s will take 1 minute. It was a holding and a misconduct for red. That'll be 21 on McMaster. So once again, Laurentian hoping, pleading that they can take advantage of this godsend of an opportunity. That's Rowan Smith sending the ball up to DeCiccio. Back to Smith. Over to Brooks. Brooks loses it and loses his footing. He's taken down by the defender from McMaster, who moves the ball into the offensive zone as Brooks makes his way back to the play. So McMaster moving around the net. They move behind the net. And he is met there by Ryan Liu, who takes a nasty spill, but he gets back on his feet quickly and rejoins the play. As the ball taps off of number 9 stick, goes out of play. That'll be the possession of number 97, Matteo DeCiccio. Sends it across the field to his man. That's Spencer Kennedy, number 66. Another rookie. The SPAD program. He sends it to Jake Sudbury, number 7. Time is called. That'll be the end of the third quarter there. As we move into the fourth quarter, Laurentian is down 13-10 in what is a very, very close game here. It'll all come down to this. 2019, the last time Laurentian Voyageurs lacrosse team won a game. And this is probably the best opportunity they have had since then to change that fact. We'll be back in a few minutes. Well, folks, we are back. Let me explain the situation to you if you're just tuning in. It is a 13-10 game going into the last quarter of play. 2 0-4 teams, one of which has not won a game since 2019. That is our Laurentian Voyageurs. If Laurentian Voyageurs win today, you can be rest assured that UC residents will blow up. That is the only response to a Laurentian Voyageurs win that I can predict here. The UC residents will explode. There will be drinking, there will be partying, and it will not stop until the game tomorrow. The Laurentian Voyageurs start at 12. So, might be a little hungover for that one, but we'll have to see. It's a 13-10 game here at Laurentian Stadium. It is 3:31 p.m. Beautiful Saturday afternoon, October 4th. It's October in Northern Ontario, and it is still sunny out. I mean, once we get to like 4:30, that'll change, but that's Sudbury for you. If the two teams take the field, Laurentian needs a big one here. They need a big one. As the referees deliberate with the scorekeepers down at the side of the field. Maybe he's checking to see when his glasses come in. I'm not entirely sure, but he'd have his phone down there with him, right? Sounds about correct. I mentioned LASAC earlier on the broadcast that they give away free laser eye care to all officials. I found out actually just in that intermission that it's only for MLB umpires. So if Laz Diaz is out there listening somewhere, or Joe West, that one's for you. But otherwise, sorry to have gotten your hopes up there. Also earlier in the broadcast, I said that the Laurentian Voyageurs, had a godsend of a couple of penalties there on McMaster. And, well, they've proven to be atheists as that godsend goes unanswered. But we hold our heads up high to the sky as we approach this fourth quarter. I'm just rambling here, trying to fill in the space because I don't know what we're doing. Why they're taking so long. As the referees deliberate. Surely we will find out what this was about, but I somehow doubt it. But that is A-OK. It looks like DeCiccio is there, ready to take the face off. That is Matteo DeCiccio, not Luca, his brother, I believe. Matteo DeCiccio has the ball and quickly gets a shot off. Ball is sent down the field by the goalie. There's number 26 trying to get around two LU defenders. That's Spencer Kennedy and Matteo DeCiccio. There's a whistle. There'll be a timeout. See down there, that's number 66, Spencer Kennedy, having a discussion with his coach. We heard him yell out, Spencer. So clearly not too pleased with what he saw. The coach has now taken his stick into his hand. Spencer Kennedy, a rookie on this squad, first-year sports administration student. Hell of a guy. Absolutely hell of a guy. Not too much to say about Spencer Kennedy, honestly, that hasn't been said already. He's quickly, and I mean very, very quickly, developed into a prominent player on this squad. He fits right into the system, and he is beloved by teammates and fangirls alike. He's not from Barrie, though, so, you know, how cool can he really be? Not like Jake Sudsbury and Emmett Kinsella. Another shout-out to those guys. Need some more Jake Sudsbury action here. Get him back on offense. As play resumes here, that'll be number 3 on McMaster. Trying to make his way around Landon Humphreys. Big boy Landon. Like Lanny McDonald out there more than Landon Humphreys, but makes his way around him. There's Rowan Smith coming in to help his man. This is number 3. We've seen his speed in action many a time today for McMaster. A key piece of their offense as he makes his way through. Rowan Smith still sticking with him. Does this nice little trip around the field and comes out back to the midfield. But there's a shot, and it's saved by Ethan Roos. That's the Roosy we've been looking for. Laurentian moves into the offensive zone very, very quickly. That was Caden Cassidy. Emma Kinsella has the ball. Sends it over to his man, Isaac. Finds Jake Sudsbury behind the net. We've seen Sudsbury have some magical hands from behind that net. As he passes the ball to Emmett Kinsella. Ball goes back to Story Corman. Over to DeCiccio. Back to Story Corman. Who moves in, takes a shot way over the net. As Laurentian will maintain possession. The ball is sent in front, and a shot by Story Corman goes over the goaltender, might have tipped off his helmet, and Laurentian once again will maintain possession with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a shot. It's blocked. Brooks almost has the ball. And McMaster recovers and sends it into the offensive zone. Laurentian's D quickly having to spring into action here. There's number 93, Cody Brown, chasing his man. Big hit there. It's number 14 for McMaster. Carries the ball past. Sends it back to number 3, who we've seen too much of today. There's number 1. There's number 66, Spencer Kennedy. We saw him earlier. Gets around Kennedy. And the Marauder attack goes behind the net. Number 14 has the ball. Sends it out into the midfield to number 21 as they look for that perfect shooting lane. Gets tied up. Makes his way around. Takes a shot. And it's off of the chest of Ethan Roos. There's Mateo DeCiccio. Recovers the ball. Moves quickly onto offense. And Laurentian finding a second wind here as DeCiccio looking to maybe take a shot. Thinks otherwise. Heads back out into midfield where he sends the ball over to Petronik. Grant Petronik, number 55, sends the ball over across the field to Emmett Kinsella. Kinsella moves the ball. It's off of the chest of Isaac Story-Corman. Behind the net, moves it to Rowan Smith. Rowan Smith, back to Story-Corman. Story-Corman in front of the net, sends it around to Kinsella, who can't quite get the shot off. And the man falls down. There's a shot by Petronik. And nothing doing on that one. As the ball will be recovered by Laurentian with 23 seconds left on the shot clock. Good offensive pressure, just didn't get anything to go. As Rowan Smith sends the ball around in front to Petronik. Moves the ball to DeCiccio. Come on, boys. Get something going here. There's Petronik. Looking at Sudbury. Sends it to Sudbury. Jake Sudbury moving around the net. Looks to send it back to Story-Corman, but moves in front of the net. Shoots! And it goes just wide. It was a good try. Story-Corman has the ball with 35 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock, I should say. Not the actual clock. There's a lot more than 35 seconds on that one. Story-Corman moves around the man. A little spin move, but drops the ball. Story-Corman tries to make around his man and looking for Sudbury, but can't find him open. Gets close to the net. Finds Sudbury, who moves, gets an open lane. He shoots, and it goes just wide of the net. Jake Sudbury with a very, very close chance on that one. As Story-Corman has the ball again, sends it, but it's intercepted by the goaltender. And McMaster will move the ball out of their offensive zone, or out of their defensive zone, rather. They have the ball. They have possession close to the net. Will he take a shot? And he does, and it's in. It's in the back of the net. A heartbreaking goal for the Voyageurs. So McMaster scores yet again, and it becomes a 14-10 ball game. As we go to the face-off here. Caden Cassidy with possession of the ball. Tries to get it past midfield. He does, successfully. Big pressure there by number 12. So it will be a whistle. And we get a timeout. once again. Laurentian with possession. Behind the net. It's number 11, Rowan Smith. Need to see something from these Voyageurs. Has gone cold in this second half. As Rowan Smith tries to make his way around. Gets in front of the net. Too many people. Half of the team is there defending Rowan Smith, and he can't do anything with it as the ball is moved past midfield by number 12 on the Marauders. It's moved in the offensive zone. And a big hit there by CJ. Carter Payeur getting his first action of the day. Number 25 is Carter Payeur. And a massive hit by Landon Humphreys. We called him the Ty Domi of lacrosse earlier, and he's living up to that name. Wow, number 8 just got rocked. So number 1 moves in. There's a shot, and there's a goal. Another goal by the Marauders. Becomes a 15-10 game. to 10. Gone silent. 9 goals in the first half and 1 goal since then. So we are in the fourth quarter. Laurentian wins the face-off, but there will be a whistle as Humphreys has the ball knocked out of his pole. So it will be the Marauders' ball after the whistle. Laurentian didn't need that. It will be a 15-10 game. There's a whistle. This game play continues. Marauders move the ball into the offensive zone. In front of the net, there's a shot. It goes just wide. Bruce got a piece of that. Looked like he did. That'll be a save. Laurentian needs massive, and I mean massive, offensive try right here. We need a goal. This play begins. It's Ryan Liu moving the ball up and takes a massive hit there by the attack. Takes another stumble. Looks like he just lost his footing there. And the ball is in again. It's 16-10 for the Marauders. Wow. This is turning into a Laurentian collapse for the ages. What was at first looking to be a historic game is quickly dwindling away for the Laurentian Voyageurs. Matthew Pedron, number 1-2, goes for the faceoff. He wins the faceoff and quickly moves into the offensive zone. See kind of action from Pedro before. The ball is popped out and recovered by the Marauders as they make their way down the field, past midfield. In the offensive zone, gets past Payeur. The ball is shot by the long pole. Marauders recover behind the net. Number 8 moves into the offense, applying pressure, gets his stick in there. Nothing doing. The ball is passed around. The shot is saved by Ethan Roos. Man, have they needed that. And the ball is sent over the stick, number 15. And Laurentian will surrender possession yet again. possession here. So we're back after a quick little technical difficulty there. Matteo DeCiccio, midfielder, makes his way around one defender, or I guess offenser at that point. Around another midi, makes his way past midfield, just about into the offensive zone as he waits for Avery Brooks to join them on the defense. Sends the ball over to Kinsella. Behind the net to Story Corman. Petronic stands there, awaiting a potential pass from Story Corman. Story Corman takes it himself, is in front of the net, thinks better of the shot, loses the ball, and the Marauders once again regain possession. Laurentian is unable to get anything going. Goaltender sends it from behind the net to number 5. Long pull on the Marauders. Leaves the defensive zone. Gets the ball past midfield. Number 28 sends it over to his man. Number 28 looking for it back. Ball is passed, and Ethan Roos does it all himself. So he breaks up that pass. Gets around the defender. Nice little spin move by Ethan Roos in desperation, and he takes him down. And there is a flat field, and Roos not happy about that one being taken down to the ground. So that will be a penalty by number 8. Marauders. Roos still justifiably unhappy about being taken down like that. Had zero support from his defense. Had to do it all himself, which, I mean, we've seen a lot of Roos, and he's quite good at that, but as Voyageurs getting into the last few minutes of this one in the offensive zone. Ball. There's Rowan Smith into the net. No, not quite. The ball is recovered by McMaster, and once again they leave their defensive zone. The ball is into the defensive zone of Laurentian just as quickly. There's good pressure there by number 81 Ryan Liu. Seems to not be shaken up too bad from his couple of tumbles in this one. So he has the ball and sends it into the offensive zone. That's Isaac Story Corman. We've seen him a lot today. We need to see him again. As Payeur and Petronic move into the offensive zone behind Story Corman. Looks to be looking for an option there. Number 5. The ball goes to Matteo DeCiccio. Number 97. We've seen a lot of Matteo DeCiccio. We need to see more of him. There's the ball. It's passed right into the net. Or the stick of the goaltender. Once again, leaves the zone. You can see the frustration there from Emmett Kinsella, taking an absolute swat at the guy. Wasn't the greatest pass in the world. That led to the turnover. And that's a whistle. There will be a timeout for the Marauders. Well, folks, this has been a rough quarter. It's been a rough half. But if I've ever seen any team that can come back from something like this, down 6 with a little bit of time to go, it is this Voyageurs team. We've seen them score 6 or 7, once again, pause, or 8 in shorter time than this. And I know if there's any team in CUFLA that has it in them, it is these Voyager guys. We'll be right back when they are. Sabres take the field. Just a few minutes remaining. Some Marauders look to go on another offensive push. I'd like to remind everyone that it was 10-6 for the Voyageurs at one point in this one. Buffalo Sabres type beat. There's a whistle. So whistle blows. The Laurentian offense praying for some kind of push. At this point, they'll take anything as the ball is sent. Spencer Kennedy, sideline almost. Sends it back to Roos, who sends it all the way down the field. Does not find his man. It's intercepted by the long pole. Laurentian once again gives up possession. Getting desperate on that Hail Mary pass. The Voyageurs coach is furious with what they're seeing on the field at the moment. And I can't exactly say that I blame them. As number 16 for the Marauders moves into the net. Ball gets knocked loose. Red win into the crease. And Laurentian will retain possession of the ball. Whistle blows. There's number 66, Spencer Kennedy. Finds his man in Ethan Roos in the goaltender. Sends it to Petronik, who again finds his man, Ryan Liu, the far end of the field. Sends it down again. Another Hail Mary pass that blows right past Kinsella. And the Marauders, once again, no, this is not repeating tape, will retain possession. You see the frustration brewing here for Laurentian. It's just nothing they're doing seems to be working in the final minutes of this one. Some Marauders come in, finds the middle of the and scores yet again to make it a 17-10 game. Well, for all you out there that took the Laurentian Voyageurs money line, it's not looking to be a good bet for you here, but you can always take the Jays, who start in about 10 minutes. They're tonight. Kevin Gosman on the mound as the Voyageurs begin once again. Matthew Pedron comes into the offensive zone and takes a quick shot. It bounces off the Marauder defender over the net, and yet again, the Marauders have possession. Now, if you took over Jake Sudbury goals today, well, you will be, you won't be disappointed, as that man had 20 of them, doubling his point total in the year in this game. There's number 77, attempting to be that ball from the pole of number 20 on offense. There's Luca DeCiccio trying to apply pressure. Number 66, Spencer Kennedy, also applying pressure. And Ethan Roos with a massive takedown. Well, Guelph forward did not know what to do with himself. I said Guelph because I was so excited. No, that was McMaster. That McMaster forward did not know what to do with himself when he ran into the big dog, Ethan Roos himself. As McMaster recovers the ball, shoots, and that one's off the pole of Roos. As they start, Laurentian has possession. Moves the ball up to Brooks, number 16. Moves it past midfield. And that'll be it. That's the game. Well, folks, let me tell you, if you tune into the second half of this game, as we hear the applause from the Laurentian Voyageurs crowd faithful, if you tuned in the start of the second half, you missed one hell of a game. Laurentian Voyageurs entered that second half up by quite a lot. It was 10-6 at one point, 10-6 for the Voyageurs. And now we sit at the end of this game, 17-10. A dramatic loss for the Voyageurs, who felt like they were coming oh so close to victory, only for it to be snatched in the last few minutes. But it's not all negative. The Voyageurs put out their best showing of the year. Absolutely their best showing of the year. It had to have been. I mean, 10 goals. They have not gotten to that mark yet this season. I believe the season highest has been 5 so far in one game. It would have been against the Laurier Golden Hawks, if I'm not mistaken. And the first half by the Voyageurs will be one that will be talked about for many years to come. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Jackson Lee, and this has been your Laurentian Voyageurs lacrosse broadcast. We will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Which one is it? I've always been confused about which one's noon. It's p.m., 12 p.m., as the Voyageurs will look to come back after a humbling defeat in the second half of this one. If anybody lost this game, it was the Voyageurs beating themselves. Have a good rest of your day, everybody, and we will see you next time.